the animals who lived there were divided. At one end of the river lived the Dulai, the ducks, while at the other end lived the Dayang, the water rats. Dulai parents told their ducklings never to visit the Dayang because they were dangerous. And Dayang parents told their pups never to visit the Dulai for the same reason. For many years, the Dulai and the Dayang lived at opposite ends of the Birrarung, divided and afraid of each other. One day, a very special Dulai duckling was born. As she reached childhood, she began to ask questions like, if these Dayang are so dangerous, what must they look like? When her parents had their backs turned, she slipped away and headed up the river, closer and closer to the bend behind which the Dayang lived. But when she reached the curve, she stopped. She was too afraid. She turned and paddled back to safety as fast as she could. The next day, her curiosity had only grown. She couldn't rest until she saw a water rat. Mustering all her courage, she crept back to the bend in the river, held her breath and paddled round into Dayang territory. Splash! She spun round. Behind her, a young Dayang popped his head out of the water, his whiskers just a paddle stroke away. Her heart leapt into her mouth. She powered home as fast as her webbed feet could carry her. Several tides later, when her heart was beating at a normal pace again, she realised something. She couldn't get the water rat out of her mind. She began to ask herself questions. Was the Dayang really so monstrous looking, so dangerous, so evil? When she pictured him, all she could see was the kindness of his smile and the twinkle of his eye. Finally, she had to admit it, she yearned to see him again. She paddled back to the curve in the river, this time with long, confident strokes. She turned the bend, eyes darting, searching for the water rat. And there he was, the same smile on his lips and the same twinkle in his eye. They started to play. That night she did not return home, nor did she the next night or the night after that. Among the Dulai, the story was told of how a headstrong duckling had gone to the Dayang end of the river and died. The parents warned the young never to make the same mistake. And then one day the missing duck sailed back around the corner. Every Dulai stared as she came around the bend. But even more surprising than seeing her alive was what was behind her, a group of babies. These babies were a strange mixture, something never seen before, something between a Dulai and a Dayang. Seeing these creatures with their duck mother on one side and their water rat father on the other, the watching Dulai were struck by a truth. It was possible for the Dulai and the Dayang to live together. It was not only possible, it was wonderful. In celebration, the elders proclaimed a new name on the babies. They called them Dulai Wurrung, or Proud Lips. Many tides later, after the moon had risen over the Birrarung many thousands more times,